Before we dive into today's episode, we want to provide a quick discretion notice. Spirits with Crime is a podcast that explores true crime and paranormal stories, often delving into unsettling and sometimes disturbing subject matter. The content we discuss may not be suitable for all audiences, and listener discretion is advised.
While we strive to present these stories with respect and sensitivity, we understand that they may evoke strong emotions or discomfort. We encourage you to care for your well-being and pause or skip any segments that you find distressing.
Many of the topics we discuss are based on real-life events, and we make every effort to provide accurate information. However, due to the nature of the subjects, details may vary or be subject to differing interpretations. We encourage further research and exploration for a comprehensive understanding of the stories we present.
Lastly, our themed cocktails are meant to enhance the overall experience and provide a unique connection to the episode's topic. We remind you to drink responsibly and be aware of your own limits. Never drink and drive. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, spooky people.
Hello.
Welcome to Spirits with Crime,
Again.
a show all about boozy-driven stories from the beyond.
From the Fionk.
No, because he hasn't been on the show yet.
Oh, he hasn't been on the show yet. We need to get our men
Next
on
season.
here.
Not 1 minute
Valentine's
before.
Day, right?
Yeah, not 1 minute before Valentine's Day.
Okay, so we'll film it like a week or two before Valentine's Day, and then they'll be on it. There's got to be a Valentine's Day like story.
Yeah, duh.
Okay, good. Then we'll have both of our men's on there. Your Fionk and my. I'm not gonna say it. My man.
Your beanie boy.
My Mexican.
Oh,
That was what I was gonna say.
well, you should call him your beanie boy.
He is my bean. He
Beanie boy.
knows. He's my bean. I mean, Mac is my bean too, but he's the garbanzo bean. You know I got Rafa that one present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew that. I just did not expect you to call Mac your garbanzo bean.
Well, I did that before I knew Rafa.
I knew you called him bean.
Yeah, because when he was...
I didn't know it was a garbanzo bean.
Bitch, when I knew him when he was like this tiny, he would curl up in a tiny ball and he looked like a garbanzo bean. So, that's what his name came from. Bean.
One of our dogs at home is
A white dog.
Yeah. I mean, he's golden, but yeah. Garbanzo bean color.
Well, that's a white person dog, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a golden retriever?
He's a Labrador Retriever.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're your hosts, Danielle and
when-
Carley.
But when he was little, I raised him, by the way. I also raised Xena, but we're not going to go there. I raised Mac not from birth. That was a whole different thing. I raised Mac, and when he would curl up in a tiny little ball, you know how garbanzo beans have those like little indents? It looked like he was curling up into a garbanzo bean. So I called him Bean. So now everybody calls him Bean.
Alright.
Because he is Bean.
Fair enough.
Rafa is Bean too for very different reasons.
Okay. I don't need to know those reasons.
Yeah, you do. He's Mexican. It's the only reason.
We're your hosts, Danielle and Carley.
Yes, here I am.
Oh, God. Well.
Does
I
it say
don't know how to take that
Memphis?
out. No, Mephisto.
Mephisto?
Mephisto.
Is it like machismo?
No.
Oh. What does Mephismo mean then?
Mephisto? It's
Yeah.
just the brand name.
It's gotta mean something.
Mephisto.
Mephisto? Mephisto? That's stupid. I don't like that.
Follow us beyond the podcast on Instagram and TikTok, where you will see exclusive content for the show. You can also join us on YouTube for the entire show visual if you're a visual person.
All of our stupid shit that we say.
Yeah, it's a lot less edited than the podcast.
There was barely any actual talk in that one.
Yeah.
No, there is. But
well, you say so
lot.
much stupid shit, I have to cut it out.
I know. I can't help it. I really like saying stupid
Your
shit.
little ADHD brain really comes out in that one.
Yeah, well, it's way past my ADHD medication time, so.
It is what I couldn't tell.
Shut up. You're such a bitch.
In our last episode, Carley scared us with stories of the duendes.
I forgot about the duendes.
And we got to hear a personal story from one of our friends, Jess.
Yes.
Jessica, you want to say her full government name again?
Yeah, Jessica Araceli Ochoa. She is our biggest fan.
She is.
No, she really is. She watches everything and does everything, so you guys better be better. Because she does everything.
If you have an experience you'd like to share with us like she did, then DM us on our social media.
Because we'll absolutely do the same thing with you. Like, I want to hear it.
I want to share it. I want to hear it.
Exactly.
And then I want to share it.
I want to hear it.
Because I'm a gossip, so I like to share news
Dude,
with people.
I love tea. I'm a Sag. I fucking love tea. I love it.
So you can DM us on social media, or you can email us at spiritswithcrime@gmail.com and
Give us a story.
Give us a story.
We
Don't
will
care if you think it's dumb.
absolutely follow it. Because we did, okay, dumb.
Your sister's story.
Yeah, and
That was
and
great.
Jess sat there and was telling me stories about duendes for years, and I was like, you're stupid. Those aren't real. Then I started looking it up, and I was like, oh,
Now you believe
fuck.
that.
Then she told me her story, and I was like, oh, shit. So, understood. It's
So,
scary. So, share your stories so that I'll believe it, because I have a very hard time. I'm a visual person, all right? So give me a visual. Give me a visual.
Use all your details.
I need to hear the visuals, all the details, every adjective you can think of. Let's hear it. Not all of them.
No, this is not a college essay where you're trying to get like 500 words.
No, not like that. It doesn't need to be proper. I just need to know. Like, tell me. Like, so, I was sitting in my house, and there was an erogenous sound. And we're like, ew, what the fuck does that mean? That's what I want to know. I want to ask, what does that mean? You know? I want to know.
What does an erogenous
If I'm going to be real, I am not really sure. I just want to know whatever you guys have to
Why
say.
did you say erogenous?
I don't know, we were just watching this show, and they said erogenous, and so it really made me think of that
What's his
word.
name? How do you pronounce it?
Avon Jogia?
Jogia?
Avon Jogia? I
You
don't
guys
know.
know who we're talking about.
Fucking Jade's boyfriend in Victorious.
We just did the Choose Love interactive thing on Netflix, so
And we won.
it got really riled up.
We won.
I'd call that winning. We
Yeah.
ended up in Paris.
Exactly. We won.
Win-win.
We ended up with a fucking musician in Paris. Are you kidding me? That's a win. Sorry. What? You want him to end up with Paul? The fucking white freak?
Spoilers.
Sorry. Spoilers. Moving
Anyway.
on.
Today's story is the story of Anneliese Michel. That's
Emily
her name,
Rose.
so you're pretty close.
Emily Rose.
Sure.
What did I say? Annalise what?
You did not say Anneliese. You said something else. I don't remember what you said.
Okay. Never mind then. I was very wrong.
This one is interesting because it's kind of both a true crime story and a paranormal story.
Ooh, we got a 2-in-1 here.
Yes. Some of you might be more familiar with the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I made Chad watch it with me the other day because I wanted to do it. Before I did the research. I don't know.
Was it good?
It was good, but I don't know if you'd like it because it's like a courthouse story, and then it does the flashbacks. So I don't know if you'd like it.
I wouldn't like it because I like either true stories or fully scary and paranormal. I don't like in between. In between don't work.
I mean, they made it paranormal, like everything was happening.
Dude,
but
this is like
they're very heavy.
so heavy. Like I literally feel like there's like a whole chicken head, like
Chicken head.
attached to my earlobe.
We'll take it off.
Well, no, we have to show them.
Show them off then.
Here's our earrings. I'm taking them feels like there's dead bodies attached to my earlobe.
Alright.
Not human bodies, but like birds. Bird bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, Carly, I wanted to ask you what the graveyard gossip was. What's haunting you?
What graveyard? Oh. It's haunting me?
Yeah, what's the graveyard gossip?
Oh, shit.
What's haunting you?
It's haunting me. You go first.
That man that we saw at the pool today.
That was so fucking good. His pants are what's haunting me. His pants.
Listen, you guys, we went to the pool today. I don't think that man is homeless, but he looked homeless, and that's not to say, like, we don't have anything against the homeless.
He came in with a key, so he couldn't have been homeless,
or
unless he stole it. But he couldn't have been, I don't know.
Listen, we have a very bad heroin addiction problem in this area.
And he was in the bathroom for so long, and I asked Danny, I was like, is he okay? Is he still in the bathroom? He was right behind me, by the way.
Yeah.
Then he tries to teach my man how to swim. Then he gets up.
That was pretty good, though.
Yeah, but then he gets up, and I turn around, and I'm like, oh my god.
He had a big old
He
poopy
shat himself. And I was like, nobody saw it except for me. And I was like,
I was afraid to look.
I was like, oh fuck, this man literally shat himself. And so I start like talking to everybody. I'm like, hey, he shat himself. He shat himself. Look, next time he wakes up, go shat himself. Go look at him. He shat himself.
Listen.
Gets up. What happened? He really shat himself.
Listen, it happens. I've never done it.
When you're in the bathroom for 30 minutes before that?
I was gonna say it happens to the best of us, but I've never done
it.
No!
It happens to the worst of us because he was in the bathroom for like 30 minutes before that. And he still shat himself.
The ladies that do the Ladies in Tangents podcast, they have a big problem with that, but they're also...
They poop themselves?
They're mothers, though. They've given birth, so that's different.
Ew.
But yes, Jerry, her name is Jerry,
Her name is Jerry.
Yeah. That's her name.
What's her full name?
Jerry.
No
Jerry.
way!
Yeah.
Her full name is just Jerry. It's not like...
Jerica? No.
Jeremiah?
No. No, it's Jerry.
Jerrica?
No. No. It's Jerry. Okay. She talks about it pretty freely, so props to you, girl, because I couldn't do that.
Shitting yourself?
Yeah. She talks about it a lot. And I have to say it happens quite often to her. But
that's gross.
She owns it. Listen, she's a mother.
Okay, I shot myself once in college.
You're not even a mother, Carly. So
I'm not, but it was
why are you throwing shade, huh?
It wasn't an accident, it was honestly on purpose at that point.
Well, maybe hers is also on purpose. I don't know.
Maybe it was. But this guy over there...
Maybe she's trying to show dominance. Who knows?
Okay, but if you're walking around in midday with your fucking jeans filled with caca all the way down to your goddamn calves, that's a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When everybody else is there, that is a problem.
Well, what's haunting you then? That too?
Caca.
Okay.
Caca's haunting me.
Oh, right.
Wet caca.
Well.
Wet jean caca.
That's all I want to hear about that. Moving on.
I can go more in detail if you would like.
No, thank you.
Because I saw it.
So, moving on. We've made the cocktail for you guys. It's really lovely. It's like a spin on a Sazerac. If you want the recipe, it is on TikTok and Instagram for you guys. I'll add in the video for you right now. So grab your favorite glass, grab all the ingredients, and we'll see you soon.
Whatever a Sazerac is.
It's this, pretty much. Yummy. I want to talk about our bottles a little bit. So, let's talk about our bottles.
Yeah.
Today we have two special bottles that we used to make our cocktail. Last week, we enjoyed the Mermaid Gin.
This is like a double Jesus one.
It is.
It's like double Jesus.
It's a really pretty bottle.
It's dulce.
Yeah.
That means
Dulce.
That means double Jesus, right?
Sure it does.
Yeah, it means double Jesus.
Mermaid Gin commented on our post, which was super exciting.
So exciting.
We really loved that. So let's keep it up. Let's do it again. I want to do it again with the Doucet. Maybe they'll also comment on our post.
Do it again with the
I want to get their attention.
Doucet.
Doucet.
The cognac Doucet.
Yeah.
Sexy name.
So the drink we made was a little twist on a Sazerac. Usually Sazeracs have cognac and they have absinthe. But we made ours with elderflower liqueur. So
Delicious.
So a little twist. But I do want to talk about the spirits that we're working with. So we'll start with the Doucet cognac. It was founded by Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z.
Shut up!
I'm not joking.
I
And
hate Jay-Z. He cheated on Beyonce.
and,
Fucking asshole.
and conceived by Michel
Conceived?
Conceived
Okay, they
from
conceived
his
this?
brain. Yeah, together.
Vaginal?
Yeah. Michel is a man's name. He's French.
Okay. Penisal.
In 2012 is when they created this together. And it was created in a 200-year-old venue in France, which is where cognac is usually made. Cognac is a wine-based spirit.
Jay-Z.
Yep.
Jay-Z.
Ew.
Jay-Z.
One more time.
Jay-Z.
Okay, got it.
That might be Hebrew.
No, it's not.
Jay-Z.
That's boring.
Jay-Z.
Cognac is a wine-based spirit which is solely produced in the Cognac area of France. So, only in France. And in order...
Jay-Z is not French.
No, but he basically, endorsed this from the
He
beginning.
took it from the French people?
Yes.
That's rude.
In order for it to be considered cognac, it must be made from white grapes from one or more of 6 approved growing regions in France. So very specific. That's why it's not really a popular spirit anymore, because it's kind of difficult to make. It goes through a double distillation process, and the liquid that
Double?
the liquid that results from that is called eau de vie, which is water of life. Typical French thing to say. It must be aged at least 2 years in French oak casks and can be a minimum of 80 proof by volume. So, very high percentage. The symbol.
Cuervo was 80 proof.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Typical then, I guess. The absinthe is way higher. The symbol here on the bottle, if you guys can see.
That's Jay-Z
I'll
right
put up a
there.
picture.
If you could tell,
This
his
is exactly a
face
picture.
is right in the corner. It's Jay-Z.
I'll also put up a picture of JC.
Perfect.
The
No,
emblem.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to a concert.
A Jay-Z concert?
Rihanna and Jay-Z.
Oh.
Jay-Z? Piece of shit.
Well,
I'm sorry, I can't forgive someone that cheats on Beyonce,
what do you
dude.
expect?
I can't forgive it.
Anyway,
He didn't cheat on her at that point, but he still is fucking ugly.
well, it is what it is.
You don't think he's ugly as shit?
I can't even remember what he looks like, so.
Jay-Z?
Yes.
Dude, he looks like someone that will serve you at the frozen yogurt place down your street.
I think of a teenager. What do you mean?
He is so ugly.
Okay. The symbol on the bottle is a French emblem, and it's the Cross of Lorraine.
It means Jay-Z.
It symbolizes quite the opposite of whatever the fuck Jay-Z means, I'm sure. It symbolizes courage, honor, and perseverance,
Oh, courage, honor, perseverance. You mean cheating?
which I think goes pretty well into our story. So,
Well, does cheating go well into your story?
no.
Well, then why are we talking about Jay-Z? He's a fucking
We're
ugly
not
cheater.
talking about him anymore. We're talking about the bottle.
Okay, but he's ugly and he's a
Shut
cheater.
up.
How could you possibly put that past someone? Not only are you a cheater on someone that's so beautiful, but you're also ugly.
Listen, I'm not talking about Jay-Z. I'm talking about the bottle.
Okay, well, Jay-Z deserves it to be in the gutter.
Alright? What if we want to be sponsored by this
I
brand?
don't care. Jay-Z, you fucking suck. I do not want to be sponsored by Jay-Z, dude.
It's not by Jay-Z. It's by the alcohol.
Okay, but Jay-Z did it.
He endorses it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay, moving on.
I hate him.
Moving on to the other spirit. It's nicknamed the Green Devil or the Devil in a Glass, which is absinthe. And today we're using Mephisto absinthe. So
what?
Mephisto, I don't know. However you say it. This is what it looks
Feasting
like.
on it?
Yeah. It looks very.
Oh, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it looks gothic.
It
It's
looks
a very
like
gothic
wine.
brand.
That's very off-putting. It looks like wine. I feel like that could be very disastrous.
It's not wine.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It could be very disastrous.
This is technically a real absinthe, but the flavors from this brand are not like the classic flavors. These use a little bit more spice than usual, so it's a little bit different.
Who made this?
What do you mean? I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, well, fuck you. I was just asking.
It's based on a recipe that dates back to 1909, and it's produced by Friedrich Fischer.
Friedrich?
Yeah. Friedrich.
Or Frederick?
Friedrich.
The two E's?
It's I-E.
Oh.
Yeah. In a distillery in Vienna, Austria.
Austria?
Mm-hmm. Mephisto Absinthe Classique is a 130 proof spirit.
Wait, shut up.
No,
No?
it is. It says it right here.
Oh! That's dangerous.
And it's made with wormwood, fennel, sage, anise, mint, and cinnamon. So I really expect it to taste like licorice. I haven't tasted it yet. It smells like licorice.
Have you seen Matilda?
Yeah.
If you're a wormwood, you should start acting like one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said wormwood, so that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, there's wormwood in there.
Yeah. If you're a wormwood, you should start acting like one.
Yeah. Well, it's acting like one.
Well, not if you're Matilda.
Well,
She's
not
magical.
a wormwood. She's magical. So is absinthe. Fun fact. Most absinthe is meant to be diluted before you consume it due to the high alcohol percentage. You're supposed to put water into it. Absinthe has been portrayed as dangerously addictive.
Addictive?
And technically it's related to, like, people describe it as a psychoactive drug and hallucinogen.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why when you told me your story about it, I was like, that makes sense.
Oh.
Another nickname for it is also the Green Fairy, because a lot of people assume that their hallucinations are like magical.
Well, I wouldn't have drank it if I thought that's what it did.
Well, now you know.
No, I would have.
Recent studies have proven that those rumors are a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
But anytime you hear about absinthe in like a novel or like the movies, it's like really exaggerated, like hallucinogen.
Well, not a hallucinogen, but it just gets you fucked up real quick.
Yeah, because it's 130 proof.
I know. But then you think you're hallucinating. You're not, you're just stupid drunk.
I guess. Most drinks actually will ask you to wash the glass in absinthe instead of pouring it straight in. But we just poured it straight in because that's what the recipe called for. So, I'm going to taste it.
Okay, have fun. I can't do that.
Oh, that's really interesting actually. You should taste
No.
it. Smell.
Not yet. Not yet. I smelled it.
It's good. I'll cut that out for you.
It smells like a floral garden.
Yeah, it's really similar to the
Ew.
gin drink we made.
Oh,
This tastes really good because of the cognac.
I don't want to eat flowers.
That's fine. Alright. Well,
I want to watch the movie Coraline.
okay. Well, wait. I don't know if I want to watch Carley, so you can do it.
Okay.
Alright, so, let's get into the story, you guys.
Oh my god, we haven't even started the story.
No, dummy. Alright, let's get into it. Yeah.
Get into it, yeah.
Okay. Born Anneliese Michel on September 21st, 1952, in Bavaria, to a Roman Catholic family. She had 3 sisters and her parents were named Joseph and Anna. Anna? They're German, so probably Anna. She was very, very religious, and she attended Mass twice a week. So she's a very religious girl. Twice a week she attended Mass.
So one was Sunday. What was the other day?
It doesn't say.
I want to know.
It doesn't say. I don't know. Probably Wednesday. I don't know.
Wednesday? After school?
Sure.
Okay, but like, I was Catholic.
Well, she probably went to Catholic school, so she
I
probably...
did. Not Catholic school. I went to Catholic classes.
Well, I don't know what diet doesn't tell me.
You don't know what diet?
What? Just kidding. At the age of 16, she experienced a severe convulsion and was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy.
I have epilepsy.
I know.
That's so scary.
I know. The story is going to scare the shit out of you.
Oh, fuck. That's really scary.
So she was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy. Very severe.
Oh, no.
In
I don't like that.
In 1973, she attended the University of Würzburg.
Who?
Würzburg.
Where?
Germany, probably. She's German. Würzburg? Würzburg.
I know, but I'm really scared because I have epilepsy.
And her classmates described her as withdrawn and very religious. So at this point, she was still very religious.
Oh, okay. I wasn't described as that, so.
In June of 1970, she had a third seizure.
She only had 3?
That was her third. In 1970, she had a third seizure.
Wait.
And at that point, she was already at a psychiatric hospital.
What was the first time she had a seizure?
At the age of 16.
She only had 3 ever?
She was
like
born
since she went
in 1952. When she was
Yeah.
16, she had
Yeah.
her first one. 1973, she had her third one.
Okay.
But they were very severe, like, convulsions. In June of 1970, she had her third seizure at a psychiatric hospital where she had been staying. She was prescribed anti-convulsion drugs, which included Dilantin, which did not help her. She would describe vivid hallucinations throughout the day while she was on this medication, such as seeing devil faces. So, the medication wasn't helping her at all. You take medication for yours, right?
I used to. So, basically, when I was super, super, super young, like maybe like 2, if I got a high fever, I would have seizures.
Oh.
So my parents would have to, they would call the ambulance, they would pick me up. Like, I think that happened once or twice.
Was yours also diagnosed temporal lobe epilepsy or just
I had
epilepsy?
no idea what it was because then I never had a seizure until I went to college. Then I started having them. I had like 4 or 5
At college?
in a span
Oh my God.
of like 8 months.
I didn't know that.
No, gnarly.
I thought it was just that one.
No, because the first one that I had, I was going to my ex's fucking dorm room.
Yeah, and on your way back, you just fell on the floor, right?
No, I fell on the floor right before I got to his room, and someone was like, "Are you good?"
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you thought you'd just fallen asleep.
Yes. Then the next time, Emma was there. Emma has
Oh.
been there for every single one of my seizures except for that one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Scary.
in the room and I was apparently going like this, and Emma was like, "Why are you dancing like that?" And I was like, I had no idea what was going on. And then, so then
Were you like
apparently
aware
I fall.
during your
No,
seizure?
I had no fucking clue what was going on. I literally took a sip of Burnett's, done, on the floor, and then I wake up and the fucking paramedics are up here at the fucking dorm room. I'm on floor like 4. So obviously there was this whole scene. So they come up there and they ask me, "Who's the president?"
Oh yeah.
I thought they said who was present. So I said, "Emma Mitchell." And they go, "No, you're going to the hospital right now." I'm like, "What? She's right there." And then Emma, like, she literally was like, wait, what? Like, hold on, like, give her a second. And then they asked me more questions. And I could answer it. So I was fine at that point. but it happened in an Uber a few weeks later.
Oh my god.
Isn't that horrible? Imagine being
That's
the Uber
scary.
driver. So scary.
That's really terrifying.
No, and it happened
for you and him.
And it happened in the middle of the fucking Chico lawn. No, it happened to me a lot of times. It was really bad. I'm just really glad it didn't happen during class because that would have been embarrassing as shit.
Well,
But they
did
did have
seeing devil faces.
That's true, but they did have to take their fucking gurney all the way up in Whitney, all the way to.
Well,
Ugh, it was so bad.
all right. Well, pretty.
Epilepsy sucks.
Yeah. Yep. It does. Gets worse for her. She was prescribed more medication.
What?
She was prescribed Alept soon after, which is similar to chlorpromazine, and it was used to treat psychosis, not necessarily epilepsy.
Okay.
By 1973, which is like 3 years after that, she was also diagnosed with depression.
Well,
And she often complained of hearing voices saying that she was damned and that she would rot in hell while she was praying.
so she did have psychosis.
It's
But was that due to?
they're assuming.
Was that due to the seizures?
No one says that they're related, but
Hmm.
in the movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, it becomes a topic in court. Because you'll find out later, but it becomes a topic in court whether or not she had this psychosis or whether or not she had the epilepsy. Because, yeah, it's a big thing.
Whether or not she had
in
epilepsy?
in the movie, not in real life, I don't think. But yes.
How do you fake epilepsy?
No one's saying she faked it. They're saying that she was possessed, and that's why she was convulsing.
I was like, holy shit, how the fuck do you fake that?
So 3 years later, in 1973, she's diagnosed with depression too. So she can't catch a break. After
Poor
5
girl.
years of being on this medication, with her condition worsening, not even staying the same, not getting better, it's getting worse, she grew really frustrated, obviously.
Of course.
And she had even become intolerant to sacred places and objects such as the crucifix, which is literally her whole life. She's super
That's
religious.
not an epilepsy thing.
Yeah. She visited San Damiano with a family friend who organized Christian pilgrimages pretty regularly. Pilgrims. You know when they go on those trips, those Christian
Yes!
groups? Yeah, they're called pilgrimages.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so she went with a family friend who would organize those. And the escort that she was with concluded that she wasn't epileptic.
Escort.
Yeah.
What kind of escort?
I don't know.
A sexual escort?
No. On a Christian trip?
Bitch, I don't know. Christians are fucking corrupt.
No. Just her escort for the trip, like a...
Said that you don't have epilepsy?
Yeah, he was like, you're actually suffering from demonic possession.
What?
So,
Maybe
she...
I was.
I mean, maybe. Doesn't happen anymore.
No, it doesn't. It only
Maybe you're
happened.
possessed.
It only happened to me in those fucking dorms. Never happened to me any other time.
Well, dorm rooms are known to be,
Oh my god.
haunted.
Maybe I was fucking possessed and that's why.
Perhaps. Could be.
God damn it, I took a whole goddamn medication.
I'm not going to endorse that.
I got an MRI. I got everything for that. And it might have just been a ghost.
Could have been.
That's fucking rude.
It is.
No, honestly, it was probably my fucking roommate that I lived with. She was an evil, crazy bitch.
Maybe she hexed you.
Her name was Carley.
Oh.
I told
It's
you
like
about her.
looking in a mirror.
No, no, it's not like that. I was called, she was called Ugly Carly. I was called Pretty Carly.
Oh, well.
So
I have to
it
cut that
definitely
out.
was. It definitely wasn't like looking in the mirror.
Okay. Well,
Well, I don't care. I saw her at the fucking Payless the other night.
her escort concluded that she was suffering from demonic possession
What?
because she couldn't drink water out of a Christian holy spring on this trip, and she could not walk past a crucifix.
Okay, what would happen if she walked past it? She would be stopped in her tracks.
She couldn't. Yeah. She could not cross it.
What do you
So
mean?
he was like, "You're actually possessed," and she took that to heart, and so did her family. Her family and her religious community, at home, were convinced that she was possessed, and they tried to request an exorcism several times from the bishop.
Okay.
Priests declined to perform an exorcism.
Why?
And they recommended medical treatments to be continued. Because exorcism, they require the bishop's permission. And it's really hard to get the bishop's permission for an exorcism. The subject has to meet very, very strict criteria to be considered suffering possession. Yeah, they take it very seriously.
Interesting.
Supposedly, intense dislike of religious objects and supernatural powers are some of the first indicators that you're being possessed. So that's what she was experiencing, so to speak.
So why wouldn't they just do it?
It hadn't been very long, and she had
Doesn't
already
matter.
been,
Why wouldn't you
she'd
just
already
try
been
it?
diagnosed. So they were like, you should seek medical attention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then she began to display really aggressive behavior. She was injuring herself. She was drinking her own urine. She was eating insects.
Whoa! What?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
She was eating insects. And by November of 1973, she began another medication, Tegretol, which is an anti-seizure drug and a mood stabilizer.
Never heard of that one.
Despite taking these medications, still, her symptoms continued to worsen. And she began to growl. Growl at people. She was like the low growl that people hear.
So she
when
was
they
like
think
an
it's a demon.
animal.
Yeah. She began to claim that she saw more demons, and she began to throw things really regularly, like very violent.
She should have gone on Vimpat. That's what I went on.
Well, apparently she was taking 3 or 4 medications. None of them helped.
I should have been her psychologist. She needs some Vimpat.
Maybe. This was also 1973, so.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the hell was wrong with her.
Father Ernst Alt, the priest.
Father what?
Ernst Alt.
Ernst Alt.
Yes. He was a priest working with the family. He declared that she did not look like an epileptic.
How do you look like an epileptic? I would like to know that.
I don't know.
How do you look like one?
But he said that he never observed her seizing. So he never saw her seizures.
Are you just supposed to like magically see them?
Well, he was with them often because he was their priest.
Bitch, it doesn't work like that.
And she was still, they were still claiming that she was having seizures, but he said, I never see
She
these
doesn't
seizures.
look like she has them. What do you mean?
That's what he said.
Do I look like I have seizures?
No, but you haven't
No.
had one
Exactly.
in a long time.
But before, no one would have guessed that I had one.
No. Well, that's the point.
Well, that's bullshit. Well, yeah, that's the
So-
point. That's why it's fucking bullshit.
He said
That's
he
not
never
fair.
observed them, and he was like, he's like, I'm going to go talk to the bishop, and he urged the bishop to allow them to perform an exorcism.
Finally, holy shit.
Michelle wrote a letter to the priest saying, I am nothing. Everything about me is vanity. What should I do? I have to improve. You pray for me. And once told him that she wanted to suffer for other people. So, this is becoming very devout religion. I want to suffer for everybody else like Jesus did when he sacrificed himself for
That's
everybody.
bipolar disorder.
She was on a mood stabilizer and being treated for psychosis. But she still said these things. She still felt this way. So, by September of 1975, another, this is actually the bishop. Bishop Joseph Strangle.
Strangle?
Yes. He granted another priest, Father Arnold Renz, permission to perform an exorcism according to the Ritual Romanum, which is like the book that you use to perform exorcisms. And he ordered total
Not the
secrecy.
Bible?
No, it's a specific book to perform it because you
That
need to
was the
perform.
Bible.
You need to perform exorcism rites, which is different from what's in the Bible.
Okay.
It's very specific.
I have a question. I don't know if it's racist or what, but I have a question.
What's your question?
What about the Jews?
What about the Jews?
Do they
Do they perform exorcisms?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think so. Actually.
So no Jews are
Well,
what's it called? What's the fucking word? Like taken over spirits? No Jews are taken.
possessed.
Yeah, no Jews have ever been possessed?
Well, Well, we talked about the Dybbuk box, which is like a Jewish box.
But that's it.
But those are said, Dybbuks were said to possess people, but I don't think they performed exorcisms necessarily. If they did, it was like a different way that they exorcised them. It's not the same.
So it's only the Catholic Church that does
that uses
exorcisms.
This book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't quote me on this. I'm sure that Judaism has their own like thing, but it's completely different from this.
Okay. I'm just curious because I'm like, I don't know.
We can look into it. I don't know either.
I will absolutely look into that because I'm not really sure. I'm like, so if someone is possessed that isn't into religion whatsoever, if they're possessed and then like a Catholic guy comes over and does an exorcism and nothing happens, what if like a Jewish guy comes over, like a rabbi comes and does one? Will that be different? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. In the movie, with the court situation, I don't know if this happened in real life, but in the movie, the defense attorney for the priest, because the priest got sued, spoiler alert, he got sued, and they tried to, like, the state sued him because she died. And
well,
we can take this off of them, but she was trying to say, like, Anneliese believed that she was being possessed, so she was within her religious
Catholic.
right. And who's to say that the medications you were giving her weren't messing with her brain, saying this isn't going to work because I'm on medication. Yeah. So who knows?
I know. I'm just wondering if it's the same in all these other like religions.
I'm sure it's similar because a lot of religions are similar in that way, but I don't think it would be exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So the bishop wanted this to be a complete secret. He was like, no one can know about this exorcism thing. On September 24th of that same year, the first session was performed. Anneliese talked about dying to atone for the wayward youth. So just like Jesus did for everybody else, she's like, I need to die in order to save all these other people.
Oh, Jesus.
She requested to stop consultations with medical professionals, and she relied solely on these exorcism rites to save her.
Okay.
A total of 67 sessions, 1 or 2 a week, lasting up to 4 hours each, were performed over a 10-month period.
Holy shit.
In 1975 and 1976. And towards the end of these 67 rites, she began to refuse food. So she wasn't eating. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't taking any medication. She was relying solely on these exorcism rites being performed.
For food?
For anything to save her. So she wasn't eating. And she was saying, I need to die to save everybody else.
Jesus.
In July, in 1976, she died in her home.
Of what?
The autopsy reported that her death was due to malnutrition and dehydration.
Wait, what?
Resulting from almost a year in a state of near starvation while these rites were performed.
So they starved her and did all this stuff?
She starved herself.
Are we sure?
No. She weighed 66 pounds.
How tall was she?
Not that tall. She was a small girl. She had broken knees.
What?
And towards the end of, these rites before she passed, she couldn't move by herself without assistance.
That's sad.
She reportedly had also contracted pneumonia.
That's
So
really
she was
sad.
very sickly, and after her death was investigated, the state prosecutor declared that her death could have been prevented as late as 1 week before she died. So the state charged her parents and both priests with negligent homicide.
No.
Yes. So
That's
they
rough.
charged both her parents and both of the priests that were involved.
That's rough.
Because they declared it could have been prevented. So.
Damn.
The famous attorney that was part of the Nuremberg trials, his name is Erich Schmidt Leichner. He defended Anneliese's parents in this trial. The state recommended that no one be jailed and the prosecution concluded that the parents should be exempt from punishment as they had suffered enough, quote unquote.
Okay, I can kind of understand that a little bit.
So, on March 30th in 1978, the trial began for everybody. Doctors during the trial testified that she was not possessed and that her hallucinations were a result of her psychological issues that were based on her strict religious upbringing and her epilepsy.
Fuck.
So that's what the doctors testified.
That's so rough.
Dr. Richard Roth, whom was consulted with for medical help during the exorcisms, allegedly told Anneliese that there is no injection against the devil. So he believed that she was possessed.
Okay.
He was like, nothing I can give you can help you.
Okay.
And that's a big part of the movie too.
Okay.
The lawyer said that she was within her rights in Germany to exercise her religious beliefs unrestricted. So that's what the parents' lawyer said. The defense played tapes recorded during the sessions featuring Anneliese's demonic voices arguing.
Oh shit!
And I haven't heard the actual tapes, but like I said, I saw the movie, and I'm assuming that they sound pretty similar to that.
Oh, that's so scary.
And it sounds exactly almost like those tapes that I showed you with the Enfield.
Ooh, I don't like that.
So it's really creepy. Both of the priests that were there for the exorcism claimed that demons identified themselves, because there was more than one inside of her, apparently. They identified themselves as Lucifer, Cain, Judas Iscariot, however you say that, I'm not sure, Belial, Legion, Nero, and Hitler, among others. They claimed that she was freed of them just before her death. So they were like, it's okay, we saved her. She's good to go. The bishop that allowed the exorcisms to happen asserted that he was not aware of her health condition when he approved the exorcism, but he refused to testify in court.
Time out.
Do you have to be?
I'm doing so well.
I know.
I'm doing so
I
well.
knew you might have to say something.
I'm doing
about
so
that.
well.
So,
Okay, sorry.
good job.
Continue.
So, in April of 1978, the parents and both priests were convicted of negligent homicide,
Damn.
and they were given suspended prison sentences.
That's rough.
They were ordered to share the costs of the legal proceedings, because you have to pay when you go to court and you lose. And then in a conference years later, German bishops retracted the claim that Anneliese had been possessed.
What?
They basically said...
But they already...
They basically said, never mind, she wasn't possessed.
She's just
She
crazy.
didn't need this exorcism. Like,
That's fucked
her
up.
parents and those priests did kill her, basically. Is
Oh
what
my
they
God.
because exorcisms have become like a taboo kind of subject, so they just retracted the statements.
That's rough.
Yep.
But they said Hitler was inside of her.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the name of a demon, if I'm being honest, because that would be very unfortunate, but
I think Hitler is his own demon.
that's fair. That's fair.
Genius demon.
But the other names that they said are names of demons, so I would have to assume that there's also a demon named Hitler.
I don't know. I think that Hitler made his own name there.
That is fair.
You kill 4 million people, you 100% are a demon.
That's fair. In 1978, her family exhumed her body to bury her in a more respectable coffin because they had to really rush her burial
Why?
because of the trial proceedings, and it wasn't like a Catholic burial that they wanted because of the way that she was found, and
Because she was part of Hitler and Lucifer.
No. It was because of the court stuff. It wasn't because...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like religious stuff where she was part of like
No.
the devil.
They had to bury her in a really cheap coffin because of all of the court situations. So they were like, we're just going to exhume her and bury her the way we want to.
Okay.
And her gravesite now is a pilgrimage site because she's revered by small groups of Catholics who believe that she atoned for wayward priests and sinful youth in her death. So she's pretty much viewed as a saint now.
Good for her.
And that's also discussed in the movie. In June of 2013, though, a fire burned down the house that she had lived in.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah. The local police blamed arson, but many religious people
Blamed Hitler?
thought it had something to do with the exorcism.
So Hitler, Lucifer, all those guys?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
They just thought, I guess, like, well, this place is a cursed place now because she had all those demons and exorcism took place. So, since then, the number of sanctioned exorcisms has decreased, despite Pope Benedict the 16th's support for wider use of the practice.
Why do we need 16 Benedicts?
I don't know.
Do you know how many
That's a good
eggs
question.
are in one Benedict? 2.
Is it 2? I thought it was 1.
There's 2 in an
An
eggs
eggs
Benedict?
2?
Yeah, there's one
Oh,
on one side, one on the other.
You're right.
How many Benedicts do we need, dude?
16 apparently.
Okay, but 16 times 2, 32, no? That's 32 Benedicts, dude.
Well,
Who needs 32 eggs?
it's a Pope.
That's a pulp?
Did you hear that? Ew, what was that?
Your mom.
That's rude. She's a very respectable lady.
Yeah. Also, you really like eggs.
I do really like
I
eggs.
think you could probably eat 32 eggs in a day. I do. I think you could.
I already eat 3 eggs every day.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but I think you could eat 32.
I definitely eat 32 within a week.
No, I think
For sure.
I think if you didn't know in a day, you could eat 32.
I feel like I could eat 32 if I did know.
Fair enough.
But that's the story. Did it scare you?
It was sad.
It was sad. I told you it was very sad.
Yeah.
Mainly because epilepsy is a real thing, and
yeah.
and she could have also had psychosis, and maybe those hallucinations were due to those things.
I know, I'm just thinking of that because I'm like, I fucking have epilepsy, and imagine I wake up and someone's like, you're possessed. I would lose my goddamn shit.
Yeah, if you were
That's terrible. I
very
would lose
religious,
my shit.
You're very religious.
Yeah, no, I would lose my shit.
And
they say, Hitler took over you. I just woke up from a seizure and they say Hitler took over me. I'm like,
and you were hallucinating.
I would cry.
Because
Like-
you didn't hallucinate during your epilepsy, like seizures, did you?
I don't
You
know,
just
I just
blacked
woke
out.
up and there was nothing there.
Yeah, you blacked out. So imagine you were hallucinating while you were seizing,
I cannot. That is horrible.
and you were hearing voices because maybe you're also schizophrenic.
While you're fucking seizing?
Yeah, she was hearing voices constantly,
While she's seizing.
telling her that she's gonna rot in hell, that she, like, basically can't go
Oh
to
my
heaven.
god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
So
awful.
all of that, and then she thinks the right thing to do is to just die.
I would too at that point.
Yeah. So it's a really sad story.
That's
I
really sad.
had never seen the movie before, recently, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and the movie was also sad. Like, it's a scary movie, but it was really sad.
Well, I think it hits harder because I have epilepsy.
Yeah.
And it could have been that way. Thank God it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it could have.
And I'm sure some people still do suffer in the way that she did, which is
Yeah.
horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I got really lucky, but
Yeah. I
that
mean,
fucking sucks. I mean,
I don't know what I would
dude,
do.
just knowing how it feels after you have one, then on top of that, you're having like visions and all this stuff. That's absolutely horrific. I can't imagine that. I can't. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
So, I mean,
It's really sad.
I agree with what they decided. Like, sure, they might have been able to force feed her, I don't know, so that she didn't starve. But they should not have gotten jail time for that. Like, they had already lost their daughter. They were already suffering for this for 10 months, everybody involved was suffering, if we're being honest. Like, the priests were suffering because they cared about her, you know. She was suffering.
Well, they wouldn't bring it up if they didn't.
Yeah. So it was just a bad
It's really
situation
sad.
all around. It was really bad.
It's really sad.
And I think that knowing the story now, because I didn't know the story when I watched the movie, knowing the story now, I think they did a pretty good job with the movie.
Yeah?
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah, they did. So you should watch it.
I will.
And I think you guys should watch it too, because it was pretty good.
Okay.
But otherwise, I mean, do you have anything else to add?
Not really. That was intense.
It was. And I didn't get any pictures of...
We didn't even
How
take
she-
any fucking pictures of the drink.
That's fine. We can do that at a different time.
Okay.
I didn't get any pictures to show you of Anneliese, like before and after. I don't even know if there are any after pictures, if I'm being honest. They showed, you know, the fake pictures in the movie, and it was horrific, so I hope they don't
Oh,
look like
God.
that in reality, but I'm sure they do.
Shit.
But I'll post pictures that I find for you guys of anything that I can. Hopefully not too bad, because I don't think Instagram will let me post those. But but thanks for joining us. I hope you guys have a chance to grab either one or both of our lovely bottles that we have, because the drink is actually super, super good.
Pretty delicious.
And that's all I got for you guys.
Alright, well, good night, spooky people.
Good night.